以瑞士总检察长麦可劳伯为首的瑞士总检察署代表团，在过去2天2度会见了马来西亚总检察长汤米托马斯，共同协商两国司法单位接下来要优先处理一个马来西亚公司弊案的下一步行动，以及两国检调单位调查一马公司弊案的最新收获。
I was very happy to meet my colleague, the Attorney General of Malaysia, yesterday and today, and it was my first personal contact with him. And we had some weeks ago our first phone call, so I'm very happy to see him, and I'm convinced that we have a good start of our mutual cooperation.
I see. So, any specific details on what you are looking for after this? Maybe you can share the matters that you will discuss. You did mention that in the press statement about the MLAs, for example.
For us, it is important to quite quickly after the latest developments in Malaysia that we took direct contact to the AG of Malaysia in order to make clear statements that we are still interested in cooperating with Malaysia, as we were already in 2015 and 2016. So that I am here today and yesterday with my delegation is to emphasize that will of cooperation, and now to just decide how concretely we do plan the next steps. It means setting up priorities and mainly also exchange about the latest updates of the investigations, and also exchange views about the different legal systems. So as you might know, we are a civil law-based country, and Malaysia has a different legal system, so it is of crucial importance in this high-profile case to really clearly understand what does it mean and what these different systems might have as an impact on the concrete criminal proceedings.
So, has Malaysia indicated that they will be willing to publish the...
I have no doubt that my colleague and his office are full of will and have also the capacity to cooperate. With Switzerland, I'm sure also they will cooperate with all the others around who are very much interested in cooperation with Malaysia.
I see. Okay, for example, I have another question. I understand that previously there were reports that seized assets in your country are to be given to the country's coffers, for example. So with this new development, do you think that these assets can be given back to Malaysia, or perhaps some of it like they requested last time?
So first, I have to say that Switzerland never in the past, and also in this case will never enrich itself by keeping illicit or stolen assets. Second, I think it's important to emphasize that at that stage where we are, we have first to finalize the criminal investigations, also with, for example, the exchange of information with Malaysia, and only then, as a second step, we are able by legal possibilities, by legal obligations, only in the second step we can restitute the money. So it takes more time than perhaps the expectation is here and elsewhere, and I fully understand that. And that's why I also have to make a clear message as a lawyer and as a prosecutor. I have to be quite transparent. First, rule of law and due process when it comes down to criminal proceeding, and second, restitution.
So maybe if I may ask, has there been any formal communication with particularly on the US Department of Justice?
We are since 2015 conducting our investigation in Switzerland, and from the beginning we try to coordinate and cooperate very closely together with the United States, with Singapore, with Luxembourg, and we also tried with Malaysia. But at that time, in 2016, we got confirmed that the Malaysian AG at that time didn't want to cooperate with us.
Okay. So there is formal communication with the other countries?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, talking about the timeline, you said it would take a bit longer for the whole thing to go through. Yeah, so at what stage would you say this whole investigation or this proceeding?
Difficult to say, because in our legislation we organize and we manage the investigation. But people's involved, institutions involved can also influence, when it comes down how long does it last, very much the investigation. So I would say for sure it's not weeks, for sure it's not months. I would say realistically it's taking also some years. And when you take the complexity of this high-profile case, and we only started in 2015, and all the jurisdictions face very difficult and very specific problems, I would say, in our experience, it is not a very long investigation yet, and even if it takes some more years, it is full average. And I think expectation has also to be clear there. It is understandable that it has to be solved for, I mean, the main public within some weeks or months, but by legal means, when you follow the rule of law, when you follow a due process where all the people involved have to participate following the proceeding rules, then it takes very quickly months and years.
Okay. As to Malaysia's own investigation, has they indicated what they require from your side?
I think we had yesterday and today the first contact, and my operational teams are also here to discuss now where we are. We talk about, do we understand each other's legal systems? I think this is this sort of discussion we have at the moment. And I think it's too early to say where are we in a concrete, specific part of the investigation. I think, and I'm sure, we can set up this coordination, but now it's not yet there.
I see. So for the personalities involved, like just to ask, is your side looking for to take Joe? Or do you require him to assist in your investigations?
Our investigation in Switzerland includes 6 physical persons which have all a link to Switzerland, to the activities, the illegal activities, the alleged illegal activities of financial institutions or physical persons or are Swiss nationals. So we mainly do this, and that's why we try to coordinate and to cooperate with several jurisdictions. We are not a world police officer, so we do what is mainly important to maintain the integrity of the Swiss financial place, and we run against people doing wrong as Swiss nationals or with a direct link to the Swiss system. And the others, like Malaysia, like the US, like Singapore, like Luxembourg, for example, do the same way. So that's why we have to sit together and coordinate who is doing what and who is best suited to do what, because also there are different systems involved, and that's what we have all to clarify in coordination and cooperation meetings.
Would you be able to share the names of the people?
No, not specifically, because we are also under the secrecy of investigation, so I'm sure if certain names drop somewhere out, that is one thing, but as a prosecutor I cannot officially confirm in my capacity as an Attorney General. Because I tell you also why, because there is also the presumption of innocence, and the presumption of innocence is for us a clear, important condition of rule of law-based prosecution. So if names got out, that is one thing, but confirming as an official is a different story.
So I've also been told that you had a meeting with our finance minister as well. Is that correct? Earlier this afternoon?
I had a short meeting with your Minister of Finance, and I was there also to thank that it is possible with the AG to talk, and mainly to also explain that today it is time to start coordination and cooperation, and secondly, after having finished this part, it is time to talk about restitution. I think this is an important message, and I was happy to be able to talk personally and directly to the Minister of Finance of Malaysia.
Another thing, I've read recent reports that say that IMDB, the company itself, is willing to assist with investigations with the foreign authorities. So have you contacted the company the same, or what? Anything that you require from them to share a few details or something?
We are at the moment, we were also in the past, we were mainly interested in cooperation with the Attorney General's Office of Malaysia when it comes to Malaysia. And if necessary, and if further developments show in our investigations that it is necessary to also cooperate with 1MDB officials, actual 1MDB officers, that's a different story. Then we would like to see how it is possible. No direct, no. Not until now.
I see. So I also read the press release that said there are two organizations, two banks involved.
We have in Switzerland open investigations against two Swiss banks.
Previously, you were investigating 3 or 4 according to other reports. So the other two or the other one bank is it clear?
I think we have to distinguish between being involved in investigations. It might be like asking for documents, asking for explanation. That is one thing. There it might be 4 or 5 or how many banks, but being allegedly really actively involved, these are 2 banks. So that's a different part of being part of the investigation. And these 2 banks are the names you know already, and these are also the 2 banks we intensively coordinated with Singapore back in 2016.
Yes.